and welcome to a recommendations video. I've been reading quite a lot recently, and there's books that are fitted into certain categories that I've read recently, and so I decided to make some more general recommendation videos rather than full videos talking about one particular book. As I'm filming this, I've just come off the back of the booktubeathon, which is why I look a little bit tired, I think, to be honest. Obviously, it will be a little while before this gets uploaded, but during the booktubeathon, I read a whole load of books with plus size, fat, whatever term you want to use, main characters. And obviously I love reading books with plus size main characters where there is a lot of body positivity involved. It's not a plus size main character who is like trying to be skinny, or it's not a plus size main character who is being bullied. An example I might use of a book where I read about a plus size main character who I'm not sure about the book. I mean, I liked the film and I thought the film did almost a slightly better job, was The Duff. That one obviously is designated ugly fat friend, and I'm not sure what that book's trying to do. But these books that I'm going to talk about are all fiction books. If you would like me to do a similar video but dealing with body positivity in non-fiction books, then I would be happy to do that, because I have read a few of those as well. I'm going to talk about a couple of books where I've already made videos talking about why I love these books in general. The majority of these are young adult books. However, I've really enjoyed them and have gone to them specifically because they have a plus size main character. I think the term that I'm going to use in this video throughout is just plus size, because I know that a lot of people have difficulty with different terminologies when designating somebody who is bigger than normal. So I'm just going to use plus size throughout. So yes, the majority of them are young adult books. One exception here being The Wedding Date, which has been sort of all over the internet and is a Target book club pick, and so I was really excited when I got a copy of this one at BookCon, and I've recently read it. I've not talked about it extensively, but this book is obviously quite popular because it features an interracial romance. We have a black female lead character and a white male lead character, both highly educated individuals involved in a somewhat steamy romance. But the really great thing about this book is the fact that the main character is the main female character is a curvy lady, and she is aware of her curves and she dresses to her curves, and she is really quite positive about her curves. She does have some doubts about, you know, how she's going to be perceived by somebody else, but those doubts aren't, I have these doubts and I'm going to change them. It never sort of explicitly says throughout the book that she is plus size, but they talk about her, you know, having boobs and having a bum and having to, you know, maybe wear Spanx under certain clothing to smooth down lumps and bumps, which is really, really positive. There is a sequel coming out to this book, and so I'm really excited to see what this author does with this couple, and in particular our curvy leading lady. Another, dealing with, again, sort of adult books first of all, another author who writes positively about ladies who have curves is Jennifer Weiner. I made a whole video talking about her, my sort of discovery of her as an author, so I'll leave that linked up here. But yeah, she talks about it in her non-fiction book as well. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about, but her non-fiction book, she talks about writing characters that she wants to recognize, writing real women, writing you know, people who maybe are a bit curvier or have the kind of struggles that she deals with in everyday life. So yeah, her fiction books tend to have plus size characters, if not main characters, then characters in them, particularly her first book, In Her Shoes, which obviously was made into a movie. Did I make a book versus movie one on that one? I think I did. But yeah, Jennifer Weiner novels, if you're looking for more adult novels. Then diving into the world of young adult, which is the ones that I've read recently that sort of inspired me to make this video. First of all, one that I talked about in a whole video, which I will leave linked up here, is Big Bones by Laura Dockrill. You can see on the cover here, this is a lady who loves food. I talk more about it in that video, so I will just leave it linked up here and you can see my thoughts on it there. Then another one that has a plus size main character, and the spin-off from this one also has a plus size main character, and that is Dumplin by Julie Murphy. The spin-off from this one, which also features Willardine Dumplin, Pudding, came out this year. Puddin, not pudding, and I made a video talking about that one, so I'll leave that linked up here. But this deals with a whole host of other body positivity as well, so not just being plus size, but being like just different again from the norm. I thought that this particular novel did just a really great job of showing what it's like if you have a body or it's sort of a, maybe even a mentality that's different from those, particularly in high school and particularly in a small town, how difficult it can be. And obviously, you know, Dumplin here and here, really, you know, highlights the importance of body positivity and how amazing it can be when we embrace our bodies and kind of support each other as women as well. Again, this video is mainly talking about female main characters. So yeah, I mean, I haven't particularly read any books where we talk about male body positivity, I don't think. So if you have any male body positivity read recommendations, leave them in the comments and I will go and look at them and pick them up, because yeah, this is all about curvy ladies. Then the kind of books that started off my whole reading about plus size main characters was The Earth, My Butt and Other Big Round Things and The Universe is Expanding and So Am I. These books follow Virginia. The synopsis is the back here. Has a larger than average body and a plus size inferiority complex. She lives on the web, snuffs on junk food and obeys the fat girl code of conduct. So yeah, so basically these books deal with again, being in high school and having a larger than average body, but they deal with how that can affect your identity and your sense of self and your sense of kind of what you deserve from life and from friendships and from family and from relationships. And I think they explores that really, really well. Both of these books explore that really well. Obviously, the end of the first book, we have Virginia feeling much more body positive. She has decided to wear what she wants to wear and, you know, have her hair different colours and things like that. But we still have in this book, she does have some issues with her sense of self because of the size that she is. And I think that these two books really do explore that really well. I think sometimes you don't think about the fact that if you've got a normal size brother and sister, how you think your parents view you differently, or if you have been in a relationship with somebody and you don't feel like it's going well, you feel like you can't leave it because you might not be capable of having another relationship because you are bigger than everybody else. And I think not a lot of books really go into kind of those issues. There's sort of deep, dark things that you don't necessarily talk about with friends, or that don't necessarily get brought up in other body positive discussions. And so yeah, I think that these books do a really good job of exploring those kind of untapped into corners. These books all kind of like deal with body positivity in a very different way, which is why I've highlighted them all separately. So then after picking those up, I read The Summer of Jordi Perez and The Best Burger in Los Angeles. So the main character in this one, Abby, is plus size, but she is so into fashion. And again, that's not something that you see a lot in books. Obviously, if you are bigger than the average size that is stocked in mainstream stores, fashion can be a difficult thing. If you are looking for plus size fashion on the high street, a lot of the things you will find are for older people. So being a young plus size person, is difficult to find things that are like the kind of things your friends wear, or like the kind of things you would like to wear. And I love the fashion that Abby has in this book. I love the fact that she wears dresses with prints. I love the fact that she has pink hair. And yeah, the fact that she's so determined to have her own sense of identity and work in fashion as well. The other way that this book is different from the others is the fact that Abby is gay, and so you deal with her having thoughts about women not wanting her and seeing smaller women and them being surprised that the smaller women are interested in her. So you've got the one that I talked about at the beginning, her having doubts about whether this very attractive normal sized man will be interested in her. This really shines a light on the fact that it works if you're gay as well. And yeah, I mean, the fashion in this one is amazing, and the friendship in this one is amazing too. And I really like the fact that this Abby main character is really, really ambitious, because you do sometimes find plus size secondary characters in other books who it's like, oh, well, we've written them and they're plus size, so they should just be happy that they've got friends or that they've graduated high school. Whereas this particular character is very ambitious and, you know, says that body positivity extends into the workplace as well. And then the final one is slightly different. So Fat Girl on a Plane by Kelly Devoss. It has we flash back and forwards between kind of present day and the past, and sort of further in the past or more recently in the past. And you can see from the synopsis, we've got the fat section and the skinny section. So this is somebody who was fat and was told that they would have to buy another seat on the plane, and then had the issue of them trying to sell the other seat on the plane, even though she'd paid $600 for it, and the issues that raises for her. Again, it's somebody who's very interested in fashion, which I loved. And then, you know, she does get skinny. We know that from the start. That's not a spoiler. And it shows how different her life is as a skinny person than as a fat person. This is the language that's used in the book. And the way she did it with what in the book is like a mainstream weight loss program, where you go to meetings and there are nutrition bars and you keep a diary and things like that. We can all probably tell what this system is based off of. But yeah, this deals with what happens if you do decide that you're going to lose weight and you do follow a program like this, where, you know, we see parts where she says she's eaten the same lunch for 13 days in a row, or she's had the same breakfast every day for a month, and somebody has a conversation with her and says, well, you know, some people, they need that, and that's what they need. They need that control in order to lose weight. But you know, that's not something that, you know, she would ever be able to maintain, the fact that she's just eating exactly the same thing for every single meal. And it deals with, yeah, what happens once you've got skinny. You've said that once you get skinny, you're gonna get the guy, you're gonna get the job, you're gonna have the clothes, you're gonna do this and do that. But does it really all happen just because you got skinny? Is when those things do happen, if those things do happen, are they actually still what makes you happy? And kind of deals with the way people treat you differently, because she comes across one particular person in her career when she is fat versus when she is skinny, and has a very different reaction from them, and the kind of implications that that has. So this one does have somebody who is not plus size the whole time, but it really deals with the differences in a life of being fat versus being skinny, again, to use the language that's in the book. So yeah, so if you're looking for something that deals with that side of being plus size, then that deals with that really well. So yeah, I hope that my kind of summaries of how each book addresses body positivity and addresses being a plus size woman in fiction have been helpful. If you have other recommendations, as I say, anything with a male plus size character or that deals with male body positivity would be great. If you would like to see me do a similar video but with non-fiction books, awesome. And if you have more body positivity fiction recommendations, adult or young adult, then definitely leave them in the comments. I'm sure there's some that I've read a while ago that I haven't covered here, but these, as I say, I ended up having a bit of a theme to my booktubeathon week because I ended up reading books with plus size main characters who were just, you know, loving life and embracing body positivity, or, you know, trying to embrace body positivity. So yeah, let me know in comments again if you've got further recommendations, or if you would like to see a non-fiction version of this video. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's not too rambly. Sorry it was a little bit longer than my normal book reviews, but yeah, I just wanted to highlight these books for you. So I will be back with another video soon, so make sure you're subscribed so that that lands in your subscription feed, and I will see you then.